Not good. Yeah.
She said if they had her do too many haircuts like that, they would have used the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I know the owner is from Eau Claire, she actually used to work where I go to get my haircut now. She managed that, and then she bought her own place here in Rockford. She was there 1 day a week. She did a pretty good job. You never knew what day she was going to be like. So you just, you know? Because at Sam's, you don't make an appointment. You just.
Right, Great Clips you don't either. You could register online. You don't have to wait.
You could tell them I can be in here again at 3 o'clock. But you have to log in there.
No, I just go to right where I go.
I was gonna stop at St. Bernard Hospital this afternoon and started
Who's there?
snowing.
Who's there? Who's at Sacred Heart?
I got a cousin there from Rice Lake. They transferred down. He's in ICU.
What happened to him? Heart attack or just a accident?
We
Oh.
need to go see Maria.
He wound up with
That's gonna help.
excess fluid. They even put him on dialysis trying to pull off excess fluid.
Hey, her cousin. One of
I
her
got
cousins.
Pat Havener from Rice Lake. It's a first cousin of mine. And then he wound up with an infection in his leg,
Oh, jeepers.
E. coli.
So
And
are we in a book? No, we're
It's
not in a
not
book anymore.
from
We're not in a book
A.
anymore, are we?
They figure
This book.
it's,
We are in
he got it in
extrapolation,
the
Oh.
page
bathroom,
170.
One I didn't bring with
somebody
me.
not washing.
No, one I didn't bring with me. That's all right. I should have brought that.
So they put him in an induced coma and pumped him full of stuff, so at least he could breathe better. And
I'll have to bring
he
it to the
was
book.
starting to improve just a little bit, but I didn't know nothing about it. Ray called me last night, she saw it on Facebook.
No.
Sounds like your brother, Ellen.
Yeah. Well,
Sonny had another episode with his heart. Alan was a racing heart. Nobody was told about it. Nobody was following.
Yeah.
It wasn't important enough. I mean, I don't call my brother when my heart races.
No.
But you haven't had a number of heart
No.
No, if you had them
And you
kind, you
had-
probably
you
would
had
want to
big-
And
know.
I have more than 20% of my heart.
he's been twice hauled in ambulance. They come when the EMTs come and got him.
Is he older than you? Younger than you?
You're older.
Oh, you're older. Ah.
15 months older.
Ah.
Oh, I got a brother that's 15 months older than Ray and I.
I got a brother, me and my brother are 13
My
months.
father is 15 months between them. Not very much.
My brother and I are 13
My
months.
first two are a year apart.
Yeah.
In fact, they were due exactly on the 1st of September. Colleen was 9 days late, and a year later, Dale was born on the 21st.
Okay, so we'll get started.
Yeah. Oh, four, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's count him in too.
It was bad weather.
Yeah, but we came, so, yeah.
Well, here's what we can argue about this all night. Leviticus 26:21.
Yeah.
And if you walk contrary to me, I will not listen to you. I will continue striking you sevenfold for your sin. That's God speaking.
Do not be surprised if things go bad for you when you allow yourself to do stuff.
Say that again, he said.
If you will not listen to me, I'll continue striking you sevenfold.
In other words, quit screwing up or you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, your butt will be in big trouble.
So, sometimes we wonder how people get themselves in trouble.
Yeah.
That was what? Leviticus?
Leviticus 26:21. We're starting over what we did last week.
Okay, you're in the you're in
Well,
the other
that's-
book that we did.
That's great because
The reciprocal, of course, is if you're obedient to blessing.
Yeah.
Sevenfold.
Mm-hmm.
And we all operate on that teeter-totter.
Yeah, but you can't have this kind of attitude like the Amish have, either.
I didn't write this, I'm just reading it.
Okay, the Amish believe
Yeah,
that all
so?
weddings are wrong. But if somebody uses the gold after they get baptized, they're gonna go to hell, and if they get
That
killed in
isn't-
a car accident out on the road, it's God's punishment
Well,
for
that's-
them, the judgment of them.
And don't they have that in their book too, like Leviticus? You
Well,
know, the
you guys are
judgments.
mixing two things. You're mixing
Not really.
Amish rules with the Word of God.
Well,
But they use the word of God.
and then you can use that, I'm sure.
Understand?
I got a picture I gotta show you.
To, they use the word of God to enforce their rules and their rules only. Otherwise, it don't matter.
You're just glad you're out of there, don't matter,
But
right?
look at this,
Don't-
guys.
They're not alone in that. Other people.
This verse can get you in trouble for.
Yeah, well, you're Torah followers.
What are you doing? It looks
Oh,
good.
here.
What do we need to expand it for?
Richard can't see it back there.
Oh,
Well, I can, but I didn't think Wanda
Jesus,
could.
nobody can see half of it in half the time.
oh, it's fine with
Well,
me.
Yeah, but you're looking
nobody
at
else
that screen.
can.
It's not.
See up here? Right.
You can't see it up there either.
Sure you can. There you go. So the bottom line in it is, we don't have to be surprised if things don't go so well.
Uh-huh.
And
This is also Old Testament.
there is no Old and New Testament.
This is Old
Yeah, there
Testament
is.
before Jesus.
No, the New Testament in our
Now
Bibles,
we live
yes.
in the age
This
of
is
grace.
this is Old Covenant.
Right. Now we live in the New
Jesus
Covenant,
came to
the age of
fulfill the
grace.
law.
But not abolish it.
That's right, not abolish it.
Yeah, I like
But
it.
no, that's the first, when somebody says he fulfilled, but he didn't abolish it. Yeah, I know that, but you don't understand. Yeah, you're right, it didn't abolish it.
No.
But that doesn't, it doesn't say that either.
The law of reciprocation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it comes back. You can have a blessing, you can have a curse.
I never had time to.
That's okay.
So sometimes when we'll look at some
Stop
of
there
these.
and get something to take home.
You live in
Oh, I'll go
Yeah.
back.
Oh, whatever. No matter, I don't, you know. I know.
Yeah, 173 is where we're starting.
No, and I usually bring mine both with me.
196 in this book.
I took it out. I guess I didn't realize.
It shouldn't be.
We should always have him with us, because you never know when he's gonna go back to him, right? No, I learned
Well,
that.
I always do it.
I learned that.
I had to.
Well, this is the one that's on the web.
That's okay, I'll just, yeah, I got mine at home, this is probably
Okay.
easier this way, to just look.
1 Kings 17:1, God put a drought on the land as a judgment. 1 Samuel 25:3, God smacked Nabal.
25, 37.
Pardon?
25, 37.
37, yep.
You said 25, 3.
Oh,
No, he's got it right there.
and 5:1, they were smitten. And then we had the plague, and then we had sickness, then we had
Yeah.
fire from heaven.
It's 196.
Oh, well,
in this
you
book.
guys got the books, yeah, I forgot to bring it with me. What one?
The child died in 2 Samuel.
Well,
Famine struck him.
well, it's in the book
Yeah,
at home, if you have it, extrapolation, too, right?
Well, it's still God that did it.
All right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Wanda thinks God doesn't have judgment.
No, I do, but on Christians,
No, not on
Well, what's a
Christians.
Christian?
We are. What's a Christian? What we are right
Is a
here.
Christian who has got Christ living in his heart.
Okay,
He's trying to live.
so
a
deny
godly
Christ
life.
and go out on the road.
What?
Deny
And
Christ.
you're no longer a Christian.
That's right.
So God's judgments are for the non-believer then. Right, am I totally off
These
base?
are believers. This is against the Israelites.
You think
Were they believers? Were they actually believers?
It's supposed to have been.
Why we
Supposed
read
to
the
have been in ours. Why did they end up dying off wandering around in the desert for 40 years because they did not
Believe,
believe.
right, and they murmured.
And they
Yeah,
complained.
They were not unity.
So,
They
does,
had no trust in God.
does God's
Mm-hmm.
judgment come upon the murmurers?
And the complainers and the,
They don't
yeah.
trust God.
So, if God's judgment comes on the murmurers, because they're down at the coffee table murmuring, now we're back to the Amish.
Yeah.
You see, we think that Wanda's thinking is not unlike a lot of people. They think we're in a bubble and God is,
Aw.
I don't think we're in a bubble, we're only in, we're under the umbrella of God's protection as long as we want to stay there.
as long as we want to stay
And
there.
that's called grace.
That's
right?
grace.
And what happens when you get out? What happens when you get out of from under the umbrella?
Well, then some of these things can happen to you.
And see, that's what happened here. They got out from under the umbrella. Look at Micah 6, 12, and 13. Look that one up in
Micah what?
6, 12, and 13.
6,
We should look that verse up.
12, and 13.
People were made sick. Or Numbers 33, 34.
But did God make them sick? No. People were
God made them
made
sick.
Why would he make people sick? Why would he make them sick? He
Read
doesn't
it.
make people
He didn't
sick.
make 'em sick.
He-
Sin made 'em sick.
Yeah, we make ourselves sick. He doesn't make us
Right.
sick. If we're not here because we're sick, we made ourselves
He
sick.
didn't do it.
6. Micah 6, 1.
Somebody look up Numbers 11, 33.
Okay, Micah 6, 12, and 13. All right, I got it. For her rich men are full of, is that right? Yeah, full of violence. Her inhabitants have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Therefore, I will also make you sick by striking you, by making you,
Hold it right there. I will
Desolate.
make you sick by
because
striking you.
because we are
Well,
full of
why,
violence.
Wanda?
We're
She's
full of
reading.
violence. We're full of violence. So that's what we made it. We put it upon ourselves that we got sick.
See, yeah, we did it ourselves. You're right. But God did it.
Yeah.
But that's the result of doing it.
Yes.
It's like
It's by making
like
you-
a bulldog tied to a tree on a chain, and you sit there and you pester him and you test him, and he'll come at you, and he'll hit that chain. You're fine as long as that chain don't break. You get out of this circle, that chain breaks, that dog is on you.
Because it says, and their tongue is this. Okay, let's see. By making you desolate because of your sins. That's the last part of that. Desolate because of your sins.
Is what mine says.
He
Okay,
made
go
you-
ahead. What is your, yeah.
He made you sick. He did it.
Yeah.
Do you understand how this works?
So if
Yes,
Greg,
I
so Greg's
understand how it
sick right now.
God doesn't make anybody sick.
So Greg isn't here
Well, what
tonight
did-
because he's sick. Greg isn't here tonight because
Read
he's
your
sick.
Bible.
Does that mean that he is sick?
We'll get rid of that thing.
Well, Greg is not
Read
here
your Bible.
because he's sick. Does that mean that he did it? The God put it on him because he's sick?
Well, if you violate the laws of God,
Well, yeah. I
now
don't
listen
get
up.
it.
If you violate the laws of God, God has rules. Here's a rule. Let me close this thing up before I hurt myself. God has rules. So when I let this go,
Yes.
He has gravity. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're disobedient, He has rules. And that rule is going to make you sick. Because He said so.
I'm gonna look at this one and see what the Revised Standard Version says.
Okay. Now, the other side of this, you can make yourself sick. And how do you make yourself sick? You make yourself sick by eating sugar until you can't hold it, smoking until you can't breathe, and violating your body until you kill yourself.
Or violating God's law.
Right, because just think about it now. He says, the city's rich men think nothing of resorting to violence. The inhabitants lie, and their tongues speak deceitful words. Now, do you think they have any peace in their body?
Well, that's,
Because they're doing all of that stuff?
but see, the point is that it's a judgment from God.
What in the world?
If you do these things, He's going to make you sick.
Okay, Micah.
Because He said He's going to do
Da,
it.
da, da, da.
All right.
Well, what does this one say? This is the revised standard version. Let's see, what was it? 6, 12, 13. You rich men are full of violence. You inhabitants speak lies, and the tongue is deceitful in your mouth. Therefore, I begin to smite you, making you desolate because of your
I began
sins.
to smite you.
You
I didn't take you out from under grace. I smote you.
But the next one says, you will eat and not be satisfied. There shall be hunger in your inward parts. You shall put away, but I do not save. And what you save, I will give to the sword. This is a revised standard
Okay, look
version.
at-
It's up 14.
Well, it gets better. If you do happen to carry away something, I will deliver it over to the sword. You will plant crops, but will not harvest them. You will squeeze oil from the olives, but you will have no oil to rub on your body. You will squeeze the juice from the grapes, but you will have no wine to drink.
Oh.
You implement the regulations of Omri and all the practices of Ahab's dynasty. You follow their policies, therefore I will make you an appalling sight. The city's inhabitants will be taunted derisively, and nations will mock all of you. Don't you think they're setting themselves up for their own failure?
They're setting themselves up for their failure, but here's the failure. I'm going to do it one more time.
So that's,
God made gravity.
don't you think it's a figure of speech? I will strike you.
No, because
He
we're
didn't
going to
strike them.
go over here.
He
Numbers
didn't.
25 or number 16:49.
Numbers 6.
Or Numbers 25:9.
Did you say 16, 25:9? Is that what you said?
25:9 and 16:49.
20, okay, Numbers 25. 25. 25:9. No, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. No, is it 8?
49,
Yeah.
Well-
those who died in the plague were 14,700, besides those who died in the matter of Korah.
See, God put the plague on them, and 14,000 people died.
Yeah. Right. But then we went 16.
Now, here's the question. I got in trouble on Facebook with this a few times. I got in trouble with a lot of people. Was the Ebola thing in Africa a judgment?
Well, could be, I guess.
I would say it could be,
It could be, yes.
but I can't say for sure that it is, because I don't know what the situation is over there.
Right.
I know it was filthy. So once that virus got in there, it spread like wildfire. They've spent a lot of money and sent a lot of people in there to help those people learn how to clean.
So, but
Do you
But
want-
then there should be a point made. If it really was a judgment, then the point should be made, and they should be well aware of it.
okay, I
If you
prayed.
don't clean up, you're gonna die.
I prayed with that pastor there. In fact, he wants his license renewed. We give him a 10-year license, when we started.
Yeah.
And he emailed me. But here, look at this one now. Number 16:32. You got the Numbers 25 there, 9?
25:9. I thought we just read that one. I'll go back here. Yeah, I'll find it again.
1632.
Yep,
Yeah.
16:32.
25:9. Okay, 25:9. I had it. Where was it?
And the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their households, and Korah and all of his men and their possessions.
Okay.
And you said 25.
Now, here, this is, the earth opened up. Man didn't open up the earth. God did.
Okay.
There were people in that group that didn't sin, that kept the Jewish laws. They
Right.
all went down
Right.
in the earth. It was judgment against that whole group of people.
Well, could it be any judgments, not just that, but like, okay, because earthquakes or floods
Sure.
or
So
you know.
every time you see one of these things, you've got to ask yourself the question, was it judgment?
Okay, 9/11, was it judgment? Or was it, you know, people could say that too,
Good
that was a
question.
judgment.
Was it judgment?
Well, sure.
Could
This is all Old Testament. It's all
But
Old
see,
Covenant.
Wanda, they didn't have testaments.
Right, but we do, in this Bible,
They
we
didn't
do,
have
but we
testaments
do,
They come,
but we do.
They had scrolls.
it could also been, an wake-up call.
'Cause I wondered about 9/11, if
Yeah.
that's a judgment or what, yeah.
Well,
Pretty expensive wake-up call.
Yeah, no kidding.
See, so when we talk about judgments, we see these things happening around us. We're not to judge, but we're to be aware. And there's the ones in Revelations. Okay, let's look further. Judgment of Satan and the fallen angels.
Ephesians 2:2.
God sentenced Satan and his angels to the lake of fire. Matthew 24:41. That's New Testament. No, it's the scroll of
Matthew, what
Matthew.
was it, Matthew 24:41?
24:41.
the covenant is not,
Matthew 24:41.
covenant was an agreement made between God and man.
That's right.
24.
And the new covenant was the fulfillment of the old covenant. And Joe said it in the beginning here, that Jesus didn't come to abolish the law, he come to fulfill it. So the old covenant prophesied in Genesis that Jesus was going to come. And the new covenant is when he came. Christmas was the fulfillment of that covenant.
Right. You said 24 or 40.
41.
Oh, okay, am I in the right spot? All right, 2 women will be grinding the mill, one will be taken, the other left.
Oh, there were.
Is that what you were looking at, Matthew? I'm looking at what you're looking at.
24:41.
That's what I thought I was, 24:41. Yeah, what am I in?
Well, there's a lot of mistakes.
24 and 41. Yep, here's 24 and 41. It says 2 women will be grinding the mill. One will be taken and one will be left.
That would be
Yep.
right, because the whole thing.
Right there,
of
see?
24 is
Right?
about what's
Can
coming.
you see that? Yeah. So that's what it is. One will be taken and one will be left. That's what it said there, yeah. So-
I got a wrong verse. in here.
Yeah. That's a good verse though. One will be taken, one will be left, but it's not.
Okay,
Thank you. Yeah. Yep.
That should
Okay.
be in Revelations.
yeah,
Revelations
There
20?
is no Revelations 24, I don't think.
don't worry about it.
Revelations goes
Okay.
to 22.
The judgment of Adam and Eve was a judgment for mankind's disobedience.
God did that one.
And he made Adam and Eve and all the human race suffer.
Yeah.
Especially women,
Ah,
especially women,
yeah,
because they're childbearing, they have the pain, the childbearing pain during childbirth. It says that.
Yep.
Doesn't say especially the women, but it says that part.
Right,
I've read it.
because
yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
she got sucked in by the devil. But the judgment was on mankind,
Right.
because he got sucked in too.
Right, and that was said that Adam knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
Eve, she was the one that got misled, but Adam knew what he was doing.
and see then,
I wonder what would have been the difference if Adam would not have taken. I wonder how.
Well,
how that would have
the
fallen
whole
out.
darn world would have been different.
Oh, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering what the
If he hadn't done that and had continued not to sin, there would have been no plan B. There would been no need for it.
Would we still,
Okay.
would we still live forever?
When Adam ate that
Would we
apple,
still die like we do, or would we live forever? Because someone said we were supposed to be made to live forever, you know?
How would the outcome have been different if Adam would not have taken up the fruit?
Well, that's a good
we
question.
wouldn't be here because there'd be no need for us.
For pasture,
Well,
for anybody, there'd be no need
Yeah,
for
maybe,
what?
I don't know.
Pastors?
They lived in the Garden of Eden.
Maybe he would have terminated her and started over, I don't know.
Okay, Genesis
What's
3.
his name, Dr. John?
John Clausen? Clausen, yeah.
He says that God's intention was that men would multiply and replenish the earth,
Yeah,
that godly children of Adam and Eve would go out and plant themselves in different parts of the world and have a Garden of Eden all over.
Okay, look, here's Garden of Eden.
Hebrews,
We got weather, disease,
Nine,
thorns,
27.
warfare with Satan, etc., etc.,
Hebrews
etc.
9:27, huh?
That was the curse of Genesis 3. And you can go back to Genesis 3 and you can read it.
All right, and there's Hebrews 9:27,
You see,
right?
God
Yep.
does judge as we go. It's not, we think that the great white judgment when we stand before the seat of God, but it starts all the way through life.
And pointing unto man once
You
to
get
die.
judged through life as you go.
Yeah,
And so if somebody has put a curse on you, or one of your forefathers has drawn a curse on himself and on his family, and that curse has not been broken for some reason, it continues to manifest itself.
Yep. Now look at Romans
Because that
3:19.
was a judgment.
That's the
Because when
judgment.
something is cursed, God
Yep. The
honors
curse of
that.
the fathers will be on to the third and fourth generations. Now look at Romans 3:19.
now that
Now we
we,
know that whatever the law says, it speaks to those who are under the law, that every mouth may be closed and all the world may become accountable to God.
uh-huh,
So now I have a question, I'm not sure if I'm going to ask it.
Oh, just give it a shot.
This speaks to people that are under the law,
Yep.
but what about the people that are
Grace.
under grace and not under the law?
They'll become accountable to God. Grace doesn't give you the right to sin.
Well, that I know, I understand that. People, that's the first thing people, when you say that, that's the first thing, grace doesn't give you, well, yeah, I know that. But, so how is it, yeah, everybody's accountable to God. Doesn't matter whether you're a sinner or you're a,
Okay, the word grace in most places is the same word that's used for power. So if we are under the new covenant, we are under the power of God.
and the people that are under the law have not,
Don't get there.
don't get there, yeah, that's.
And see, that's why I put so much emphasis on the gifts. Because God gives us all these gifts. It's our power. It's our grace. And He gives us enough power that we don't have to mess with this other crap.
Right.
But we get out from under the umbrella. Let's go out and see if it's raining.
Right. Stick your hand out, see if something will. see if-
Something will grab it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, I did some dreaming I'm not sure. I don't know what it all was. I know one time I felt myself going up in the air, and I have no clue what it was about. And the next thing I know, or something went by me and had chains on the tires, so I don't remember what it was, but, it's just glimpses of dreams that I had, but I don't.
Well, when you feel yourself going,
Let yourself go.
let yourself go.
Yeah, but I don't
Go
know.
for it.
I know, but I don't know, I don't know what it was.
Ask the Lord, where are we going? Where are you taking me? I'm ready. Start talking to Him.
I just remember that I knew I was could feel myself going off the ground.
Yeah, I've had that experience off and on, and what happens is you're out here and then all of a sudden you're back here. And you don't go to a place. I don't know why, but I've had that experience. And see, the whole message that I'm going to teach is we need to become professional Christians.
Well, that I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. And if we can become professional Christians, then we operate in His power or in His
Amen,
grace.
amen.
Right. Here's a question I posed today on Facebook, because everybody's always talking about, they idolize the law so much, but the only thing they talk about is sin.
Yeah.
And so I asked, how much sinning do you think you would do if you accepted Christ and He lived in you and you focused on Him 24/7? How much sinning do you think you would do?
Well, it'll minimize an awful lot of it.
Well, yeah, you get down to the point of 24. If you focus, and I'm speaking to myself here because I feel miserable. If you focus 100%, 24/7 on Christ, could you even sin?
Well,
If you focused on Christ 24/7, could you sin?
it'd be hard to.
You probably would, because you probably get proud or something of the fact that you're.
But
Then you're not focused on Christ, because somebody responded. I don't remember. Oh, he said something that would be the ideal, but then he mentioned something about
Yeah,
a sin, and I said, right there's the problem. I said, you just with your comment, you took your focus off Christ and focused on sin.
right,
Yeah.
and I think.
look at
probably-
verse 13.
I think probably the problem is that
For until the
we
law
can't totally focus on Christ.
was in the world.
Right, because we're
We
human.
cannot, because we're
Right.
human, and see the Catholic people,
here we go.
the holy people who would draw to the monks and the nuns and stuff, and they take vows and they go and live off here because in an effort to
Do that.
totally focus on Christ.
Right,
We're gonna do that
But they
now.
can't be perfect,
right.
and
We
the
had
law
that guy
is only
teaching up there.
designed to
We had
show
that
us.
monk teaching up there.
Oh, yeah, 2 years
The
ago,
law is
didn't you?
only designed, and that previous, you should go back to that previous
We'll
verse.
go to 13 here
Go
before
to
we go
the
back.
previous
For
verse.
until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law.
Right, because the law is only there to
To
show us
show
our
you-
sin
To show you your sin. That's right.
and
That's
the
what it's.
need for Jesus. That's the reason we have the law.
But people will